If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
Right, I'm Vijay. I'll be taking all these sessions. Yeah, like as part of project management, we will cover all these. Like, what is the role of a project manager? All these are different tasks that we will do. Right, integration management, scope, schedule management. All these we will do as part of this. Right. Therefore, as part of actual project management, what are the activities you are going to do? That we will discuss. Basically, we will cover all these topics. Right? Like in every session, we can cover one module, and then we will go through some projects also, and you can also prepare some case studies or examples based on the template you're going to prepare. You can also have some examples, and then we can discuss any questions or doubts. Right? Therefore, one by one, we will see each of these modules. Right? Because you're not for the certification, therefore we will prepare mainly from the project perspective. Okay? Therefore, these all mainly from the certification point. These are not required. We'll continue with the what is the project and what is the project management. What are the differences?
I'm so sorry, Vijay. Do you have the headphones? Can you join with the headphones, please?
I am with the headphones only. Are you able to hear?
I don't know. It's very light, actually. I have to put the headphones in my ears. I don't know why it's very low.
Hello, now it's fine. Hello.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Yeah, this is, I'm talking from laptop. Yeah, these are all the topics that we will cover every day, right? Today, right? Like what is a project or what is a project management? What is the difference between project, program, or portfolio? Right?
Okay.
What are the activities we do as part of operations? Or how do we define these stakeholders? What is a project or product life cycle? All these we will discuss one by one.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Therefore, what is a project? It's a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or a result. Right? Temporary because you have a start date and end date, and you have a specific deliverables.
Okay.
Right? That's why it is a temporary endeavor, and unique product, unique project, or a service or a result. Therefore, every time you do the project, you will get something unique as an output. Right? No two projects are the same. Right? Because the experience of the people, it may vary, because the timeline may vary, or the duration or requirements may vary, all this. Right? Therefore, you will get a unique output. Therefore, these all nothing but set of distinct, there are different processes like scope management, time management, quality management, different processes or tasks, right? For a specific period of time, we are doing it and we are delivering the needs, whatever the business need, whatever the technical objectives, all that we are delivering within the given time as part of project. Right? Okay. A product is either a component of an item or an item itself. Say, for example, Nokia phone is a product. In that, display screen is a project, or keypad is a project.
Okay.
Both are different, right? Therefore, a product can have multiple projects. Right? Whenever you are working with a product, you should also see, like, how do we position this product in the market? And also, what are the risks that you're going to face about this product? If people are not purchasing your product, what are the new features need to be added, or what are the new services need to be given to the customers, all that. Therefore, from when you're talking about the product, you should think in a very broad level. Whereas when you're talking about a project, you are thinking only from the project requirements perspective. Since you are a BA, therefore you focus only on requirements. Therefore, requirements perspective end to end. Since you are a BA, therefore you can be called as requirements project manager, right? From starting of the project to the end of the project, you can coordinate with requirements, right? Therefore,
so what did you say? You can call it requirement project manager?
Project manager.
Okay, so they're like project managers who just involve in the requirements only? You mean to say that?
Right. Business analyst, the other name is, they are called as requirements project manager.
Oh, so
Right.
business analyst also called the project manager.
But only for requirements.
Only for requirements. Okay.
Right?
Okay. So some company call them like business analyst and some call them project manager.
Yes. If it is small project manager himself is BA himself is project manager.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Right. Like say, for example, if it is like 6 months project or 3 month project, small projects are like web designing projects. Small projects, then both are one and same. Both the roles are one and same. PM and BA
Okay.
roles. It depends on how mature the BA department in the organization is. It depends.
Okay.
Right. And
Okay.
therefore, a project can create or improve or enhance. Right? You're creating a new product or enhancing the existing product or adding some improvements or some changes to the product so that it is becoming more user friendly like that. A product is either a component of an item or an item itself. Right? For a product, let's say iPhone is a product or Nokia phone is a product. Right? In that service or a capability to perform a service. Right? Service means, like say for example, you have introduced Airtel SIM or any SIM in the mobile phone. Therefore, the service provider should provide the communication services for the phone number, right? Therefore, those are part of service. And maybe WhatsApp service, SMS service, all these are called services. As a result, such as outcome or a document. Therefore, at the end, you are coming up with an output, right, for the project. Projects drive changes and create business value, right? Because why you are taking this project based on the business need given by the customer or client or end user, right? What's the business objective? Why you want to start this project? That you already studied as part of business need. Right? Why you want to start the project? As part of compliance, you are taking this project, or as part of increasing return on investment for your company, you are taking this project, or as part of brand value building for your organization, you are taking this project. These are the main reasons why you take this project.
Okay.
Right? And based on that, whatever the projects which are building, it should add value to your business or value to your customers.
Okay.
Right? And before this, whenever you're taking the requirements, you're preparing feasibility study or business case study or current state, future state description, all these. Right? These are all mainly to understand what is the current process which is going on in the organization and what is the new features that need to be added.
So how do we do that? You said like the research study.
Current state and future state. Right? This is as is to be models. Right.
Okay.
As part of BA, you are prepared like feasibility study or a business case study or as is to be models, right? Therefore, these are nothing but, say for example, you are discussing first time with the client, understanding what is their current business process, current work they are doing, that you are understanding. That is called as current state. And what are the challenges they are facing, what are the risks they are facing, all that you are updating as part of current state.
Oh, and this is for the ongoing project which is already going on?
Right, which is already going on. What is the current state of the project? Okay. And future state will be the solution for the risks the project is facing. Right? Future state, by implementing your solution, how you are helping them to overcome the risks or overcoming the like what are the challenges they are facing. That we are giving as part of future state.
Okay.
Right? Apart from that, what are the benefits that can be tangible or intangible? Tangible, recoverable, intangible, non-recoverable. Right?
Okay.
Benefits, it can be increased customer satisfaction, or it can be like building the brand value for the company, all those. Right? And therefore, project initiation context, there are main categories like why we are starting the project. Why we want to initiate the project, meet regulatory, legal, or social requirements, or to satisfy the stakeholder needs.
So, I'm sorry. So, project manager needs to know about all the regulations, or who will tell the regulations and all?
See, for example, you are raising an invoice, right? Therefore, for every invoice, there is a need of VAT number. Therefore, VAT number is a regulatory requirement for every invoice. If there is no VAT
Okay.
number, nobody will value the invoice, right? Therefore,
Okay.
that is a regulatory requirement given by outside organization, outside your company.
Okay.
Right? Sometimes there are third-party regulatory bodies. Like say, for example, you're doing healthcare projects. HIPAA compliance should be there. All the healthcare projects should satisfy HIPAA compliance, like that. Right? These are regulatory bodies, or sometimes it can be government, or it can be some other third-party audit organizations.
But my question is, who creates the invoice? So a project manager is involved in that, or the BA or any other person in the team creates that invoice? Is it responsibility of project manager?
Your application creates the invoice. Whatever the product you are developing, right? If customer says, I want to generate an invoice, right? Therefore, whenever he says generate invoice, you're developing an application related to preparing an invoice, right? Therefore, it's a project manager who will be monitoring this, taking the requirement from the customer, and then he will give an application which is to be developing or which is printing the invoice, right?
Okay.
Therefore, for that, we have the requirement, regulatory requirement to be fulfilled. This regulatory requirement comes outside the project.
Okay.
Right? Or legal or social requirements, all these need to be considered. And satisfactory stakeholders requirements. Right? Basically, whatever the end user wants, what are their needs to be fulfilled in this product, that also need to be implemented. Right? And implement the change business or technology. Right? Say, for example, previously the product is in different technology. Now you're moving to different technology. Let's say upgradation. Previously, the application in HTML. Now you want to develop in .NET or Java. Therefore, you're upgrading the technology. Therefore, increasing the performance of the application. Right? Or as part of create, improve, or fix product, process, or service. All these are the reasons why we need to initiate a project. Right? But ultimately, at the end, you have to get more return on investment by doing this project, or get more business or brand value for your company, or it should satisfy the compliance. Mainly for these reasons, we are doing these projects. Therefore, what is project management? Application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet the project requirements. Therefore, knowledge is like project management knowledge. Right? Therefore, how you are going to develop this, or how you take the requirements, how you implement in the product, all that. And skills is like, what are the skills required, like which feature to be implemented in which module, or how you design the database, how you are going to implement this requirement in which module, all that we will be checking as part of skills. Or in which technology this should be implemented. Is there any technical constraints? All these you will check. Tools and techniques are for extracting the information or presenting the information. Right? Just like interviews, surveys, brainstorming sessions, like that. Right? And project activities to meet the project requirements. Therefore, to meet business objectives, to increase chances of success of your product in the market, or to optimize use of organizational resources, or to resolve problems or issues. We go for this project management. Right? If there is no project management, what happens? The firm missed deadlines, cost overruns, poor quality, unsatisfied customers, all these other examples. Right? What are the different parameters you measure or attributes for the project management? All this: time, cost, scope, quality, resources, risks, all this. Right? Therefore, time you give it is like within what time you are able to complete the project. And resources, who is involved in this product. Right? Time you are able to do quicker or faster.
Resources are like all the team members?
Yes, resources are team. Who is the team who is involved? Right? Quality is like how good the product is. Right? And scope is nothing but requirements. Risks, it can be internal to the project. Risks can be outside the project also. Like say, for example, if time increases, cost also should increase. If cost increases, requirement also should increase. Say, for example, different options. The product is fast and good, but expensive. Or product is fast and cheap, but poor quality. Product is good and cheap, but it will take longer time or longer period to produce. Right? All such constraints will be checking. Therefore, if any of these parameter changes, it's called as risk. Right? Scope, time, or cost, or quality. If any of these parameters changes, it is called risk. Right? The project perspective. Right? These are the main constraints that you will measure in most of the times in the projects. Right? Therefore, project is planned for 1 month. How many requirements you can implement within 1 month? Right? Or if the project is having, like say, only 2 resources working on the project, therefore you are increasing the duration for the project. For duration, again, time. Again, how many requirements 2 people only can implement? What is the scope? Therefore, all are interlinked. Right? Therefore, all these are called as project constraints. Right? Therefore, you should know about these constraints. Therefore, whenever you know the health of the project, just measure these parameters. You will know at what stage the project is or what is the health of the project. One more term is called program management. Right? Program is a group of related projects, sub-programs, and program activities managed in coordinated way to obtain benefits. Say, for example, you are doing a project, right? For example, you are doing a project which is related to, let's say, online ticketing system. Therefore, online ticketing system you are doing for, like it can be for flight or it can be for bus or train, any of this. Therefore, if all the 3 are there in your company, you will call it as a program.
Okay.
Right? All are interlinked. Some are interlinked sometimes. Some may not be interlinked also.
Okay.
Right?
But the one company is handling the multiple projects is called program.
Not company perspective, but one account perspective or one client perspective.
Okay.
Right? Your company is having multiple clients, right? Who gives the project to a company. Therefore, one client is giving multiple projects to you, which are interrelated. Those we'll call it as a program.
Okay, so it is important to be interrelated?
Not important, but even independent also can be there. Say, for example, you are doing work to Microsoft. Therefore, Microsoft can give Word, Excel, PowerPoint, different projects to you. But all are interlinked. This is called Microsoft Suite. Okay. Therefore, Microsoft Suite is called as program.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Therefore, your company can handle all the projects in the form of a program from same client. Like that. Program management focus on project interdependencies and helps you determine optimal approach to manage them. Right? What are the interdependencies between these projects? Office, Excel, PowerPoint, right? Or Notepad. What are the interdependencies between these? Right? And then how do you utilize optimal resources in terms of time, cost, or scope, and then work with that. Therefore, program management includes coordinating, prioritizing resources across projects, managing change requests, resolving issues, and managing the overall cost or risks for the project. Therefore, it is similar to project only, but in the high level, we are seeing it. Right? In the multiple project level, we are seeing. For a group of projects to be called a program, it must add some value when managed together. Right? Therefore, you are doing for Microsoft Suite or MS Office Suite. Therefore, all are interlinked. Therefore, if you manage all at once, you can save time. Client no need to come and tell requirement for each and every product. Right? Therefore, all the projects will have the same requirement. At least 20% will be the same requirement. Therefore, you can save time for the client. It is adding value to the customer. Right? Then we will call it as a program. Right? This is just an example. It can be requirements, or it can be features in the product, or it can be even like the same client, or it can be the multiple projects in the same application. Let's say Nokia phone is there. In the phone, display screen is one project, or keypad is one project. All projects you are doing for only one product, like iPhone or a Nokia phone. Then we will call it as a program. Right? Project may or may not be part of a program, but program is always have a projects under it. There can be independent project. Like say, for example, there is a FM radio chip. This FM radio chip may not be given by your company, but some third-party vendor is developing it, but that is embedded in your mobile phone and it is sold to the customers. Therefore, this FM radio chip is not part of your program, but some people have developed it, and then you are including it and selling it.
Okay, sorry, Vijay, I have a question. So if a company has a job requirement of a project manager, so that means that he's having like a single project in the company? Or if he's handling the multiple project, is it called a program? Or he will be called a program manager, or still the project manager, but still handling like different projects?
Yes. Therefore, if you are a project manager, most of the times you will be handling like 70 to 80% of your time you're working on only one project.
Only one project, okay.
If you're a program manager, you are working on multiple projects.
Okay, so that's what my question is. So if the job requirement is for the project management, so that means like there will be only one project.
Yeah, you will be given one project, you have to work on that, like that.
Okay, and the company can have the multiple project managers also for the multiple projects?
Yes.
And then one program manager who will be handling all those project managers?
Right.
Okay.
Right. This is the next level above project management is program management. Above program management is called portfolio management. Portfolio is group of programs. Portfolio refers to projects, programs, and sub-portfolios and operations that are managed as a group to achieve a strategic objective. Then we will call it as a portfolio. Right? Portfolio manager will have project managers under him, program managers under him, and also they will have a vision of like strategy, what to be implemented for the whole program. Or for whole portfolio, like say portfolio of banking projects, portfolio of healthcare projects, portfolio of telecom projects, like that. Right.
So he is responsible for the strategic objective.
Right. Therefore, they have to define the strategy, like why we are creating it as a portfolio. What is the objective behind creating this? Right. And you have to achieve that by monitoring in the form of a portfolio. Right. Portfolio management is a term used to describe methods for analyzing and collectively managing project portfolios. Right. Projects or programs in a portfolio may or may not be interdependent.
So this is in the slideshow, the maximizing ROI is
that is the strategic objective, return on investment. Right.
Return of investment.
Yeah, you're grouping them in the form of a one vertical. Right. To say this is like self-sustaining vertical, like that. You want to show return on investment. Say for example, you are handling telecom projects. In a telecom, we have multiple projects or programs. Right? Therefore, the senior management says that like you convert it into a portfolio management, so that end of the day, the senior management checks only the strategy, like only return on investment they will check. What are the strategic objective are defined?
The portfolio manager,
right,
will only check the strategy. Okay, strategy.
Yes, they will define from the strategy point of view, and they will check for all the projects or programs whether you are able to reach return on investment or not. The high level. Right? Portfolio management focus on even resource utilization, also resource prioritization, and also analyze the organization strategy and success. Say, for example, there is a new technology coming up in the market, right? There's a blockchain or some other technology has come into the market. Therefore, how your company can able to handle such technology? Train people on the technology and ensure that you're bidding the new technology projects and handling it. Right? Therefore, that will be different vertical again. Blockchain is one more vertical where you're starting projects and programs in blockchain. Right? Therefore, identify which are unique technologies or unique in the market and make them in the form of a department or a vertical or a portfolio.
So this is all the responsibility of portfolio manager.
Yes, and we'll call them as center of excellence teams.
Okay.
Right, like this. Therefore, you have organizational strategy in the high level, which will again interlink to vision, mission, goal of your company. And you'll have a sample portfolio in that you have sub-programs or sub-projects also. Or operations is like day-to-day activities. Like say infrastructure is required for a project, is required for programs, is required for any individual operations also. Therefore, infrastructure is shared across all the departments. Or HR is shared with all the departments, or quality is shared with all the departments, like that. Right? Therefore, there will be some shared resources and stakeholders also for all these portfolio programs or projects or operations. Right? Therefore, this is how the whole scenario in the company looks. It depends on organization to organization. If it is big company, then only will have all this. If it is small company, sometimes you will work only in the project level. Sometimes you work only in the program level. Sometimes you work only in the operations level. Depends on the opportunity where you are working. Right? And these are all different definitions. I will share this, even guide also I'll give, you can go through PM work. Right? Project, program, and portfolios. All these you can go through. One more is operations management. Operations is like, say, for example, you're creating a help desk for your product. Right? Therefore, help desk is nothing but if any issues related to the customer, related to the product, you are just noting it and logging it as an incident, like incident management, problem management, change management, like that. Right? It's part of operations. Right? Mainly from the help desk perspective, you want to go with. Right? Performing ongoing execution of activities that produce the same product or provide a repetitive service. Right? Handling the customer complaints or adding some new features into the product. Or like say, you have released the product to the market and if any customer calls, you should be available. Right? Those are all repetitive work. Or else say you are given a warranty for the product. Any calls comes for related to warranty, you should be able to handle. All those are part of operations, product operations. Or any, let's say, audit, like financial audit or accounting related queries you should handle, or any manufacturing related queries you should handle. All those are part of operations.
Okay, so like basically when the project is done, then the operation management comes in.
Yeah.
And then if there is any issues left and if they have any complaints and something is wrong, then the operation management deals with that.
Yes, it's related to production support activities for your product or a project or program. Right? Therefore,
it is going to be a different department.
Yes, this is a different department. Right? It is usually we'll call it as production support.
But the project team and the operation team have to work like hands in hands.
Right. They should work hand in hand, and also they should coordinate if any issues comes. Right. Say for example, if there's a technical issue, sometimes they have to go to the technical person who has actually developed that and then get the resolution quickly. Like that. All this. The key difference is that project is a temporary endeavor undertaken by a finite set of resources and create a unique product, service, or result. Whereas project can intersect with operations at various points during the product life cycle. Right? Usually at the end of the project, we will give it to operations. right? Therefore, one more term is project stakeholders. This you are done as part of BA, internal and external stakeholders. Stakeholder is a generic term. Anybody who is directly or indirectly related to the project are affected by the outcome of a project. They're called as stakeholders. It can be internal to the company or external to the company.
Anyone who is related, who is involved in the project.
Who are involved and directly or indirectly affected by the outcome of a project. It can be shareholder of a company, or it can be CEO of a company. Anybody who is directly or indirectly
they all are
affected.
stakeholders.
Yes, they're called as stakeholders. All these different examples. Right. Therefore, from the organization perspective, you have all these. You have strategy, you have portfolio, programs, and operations. All these are there from the organization. Right. Therefore, if you say it's a good organization, you should have all these. Along with that, what is the value they are giving to the customers? End of the day, they should save time, cost, or effort for the end users with their products or services. Whether that is happening or no, whether that value has been achieved or no, that also you should analyze. Right.
Okay, so this is how it works.
Right. This is how the whole scenario.
First, the strategy is made, and then the value decisions by the portfolio manager, and the result delivery by the program and projects, and then the operations done. This is the life cycle of it.
Right. Mainly project management will have all these. This is called organizational environment. Right.
Environment. Okay.
Therefore, what are the things we have in the project? You have starting of the project, ending of the project, and middle of the project, all these. And whenever you have the project, you have all these phases: initiation process, planning, execution, monitoring, and closing. These are the 5 high-level process. How do we initiate the project? How do we plan in terms of time, cost, or effort, or resources, or scope, quality, any of these? And how do we execute, like actually implementation? And monitor and control is like after the product is complete, how we are going to do knowledge transfer to the end users and ensure that they are using this feature, whatever you have developed, to the customer. They should be able to do this in day-to-day business. Whatever the product you have developed, the customer should be able to use your product in his day-to-day business transactions. Right? And finally, close the project. All these we will check. Therefore, all these high-level 5 processes, the whole project is divided into 5 processes, or all these are resulting in 10 knowledge areas. Right? For the project, we have all these. We'll see one by one. Project lifecycle is a logical sequence of activities required to accomplish the project goals or objectives. Right? We have all these: starting of the project, organization and preparing, carrying out the project, and closing of the project. This is like high-level project lifecycle. Product concept phase, like conceptual phase, like requirement feasibility or initiation of a project, like that. And afterwards, you're analyzing or design and all that, then develop. Then after you develop, you're delivering it. And is there any additional features due to be added, enhancement, product growth, if any, and finally come up with product maturity. And if there is, at the end, the product is no more used by the customers, then you retire that product. Right? The demand for the product is very less in the market, then product starts declining, or retire this product. For all these phases will be there in every product.
Okay.
Right? Therefore, project life cycle has typically only one project or phase, not more than 6 months. Right? It depends on how big the project is. Right? Therefore, there may be sequential overlapping or iterative process. Sequential, after completing module 1, go for module 2. After completing module 2, go for module 3, like that. Or module A and B start simultaneously, overlapping. Right? Or it can be iterative, just like Agile. Right? After every 4 weeks, you go with new user stories. It's again repeated. Right? It depends on how big the project is. Right? A project can have face-to-face relationships also. right? Therefore, after completing development, go for testing. After completing testing, go for UAT, like that. Different phases can also be there. It depends on you're following agile SDLC model or you're following waterfall SDLC model, traditional SDLC models. Depends on.
Okay.
Product lifecycle phases are non-overlapping. In product lifecycle, here what happens, your product at the end of the day, the product should satisfy the customer, right? Therefore, whatever you develop, end of the day, how you position this product matters. Whether you are getting more return on investment or you are satisfying the customer or no. Right. Therefore, phases are non-overlapping. Phases may last for several years. The product can go for 5 years or 6 years.
What is like a phase in a project?
Phase means like development, testing, UAT, like that.
Okay, like that. Okay.
Yeah. And in product life cycle, each phase occurs once. Phases are sequential in nature. Right. Say for example, you have like this. Project life cycle, like there are 5 types of project life cycle: predictive life cycle, iterative life cycle, incremental, adaptive, and hybrid. Right. Here, predictive means just like your requirements are signed off. Just like traditional SDLC model, you can predict after 3 months what will be the output, after 6 months what will be the output. It is predictive life cycle. Right? Scope is well understood in the starting phase itself. Time and cost required to deliver is known in the starting itself. After 3 months, what will be the output? After 6 months, what will be the output? Right? Use it when outcome to be delivered as well as understood. Typically follow sequential phases. Right? It is also called as plan-driven approach or traditional SDLC model. Example, like waterfall model. Right? Like conception or analysis, design, development, testing, and then defect tracking, reporting, and maintenance. Therefore, after one cycle is complete, then we will take next requirements. All those are part of predictive life cycle. Iterative life cycle. Iterative, what happens? You have some requirements, you develop it, and then you test it. Then after testing, is there any bugs? You resolve these bugs. And all the development happens only at the end. Right? Therefore, you have a requirement 1, requirement 2, requirement 3. Right? Requirement 1, you develop it and test it. And is there any issues, bug fixing it, and then go for second requirement. Again, develop, test, like that. It repeats. It's an iterative life cycle. Scope established early in the project. Time and cost keeps changing with better understanding. Each iteration incrementally builds the product. At the end of the iteration, 1 or more deliverables is complete.
Like a spiral methodology.
No, spiral is we are taking module wise, right?
Okay.
Yeah, similar here iterative, we can think of like features wise.
Okay.
Instead of taking the whole module, we will take individual features.
So it depends which methodology the company is using for their project.
Right. It depends on company to company. One more is incremental. Incremental deliverables are produced through a series of iterations that add functionality within determined time frame. Like say, add 1 requirement and then develop it, test it, then go for second requirement. Right? Iterative, somewhat high level, we'll call it as features. Incremental, we'll call sub requirements, little lower than features. Then we will call it as incremental. Like say, for example, login page is there. Name, password, submit button. Each 3 of them you develop separately, then test it separately, then again integrate them back. It is like incremental.
Okay.
Right?
And in iterative? Can you give one iterative?
Like login page is 1 feature. Right?
Okay.
You will take all at once.
Okay, the whole everything on the login page is 1.
Yes.
Okay.
And adaptive is agile SDLC model. You can adapt to the changes which the client is asking. Right? Here, the requirements can be changed. Whereas in previous, you cannot change the requirements. Right? Fixed in time and cost before start the iteration, also known as change-driven or agile methodology. Right? Here, say for example, you are having Scrum. In Scrum model, what happens? You have some user stories, you prioritize them in your product backlog items, and then you identify which are the high priority user stories which you are implementing in the current sprint, and explain these user stories to the developers and come up with the estimates, and then you are implementing those. And every day, the Scrum team will give the status in a daily Scrum meetings, what they have done today, what they are doing tomorrow, and all that. At the end of the sprint, new functionality is given to the customers. Right. Therefore, in the middle, during the Scrum meetings, if client says, I want to add some more features to this, add some more changes to this, then you're just implementing and showing the next day. That is called as adaptive approach, adapting to the changes what is required by the customers or end users or clients. Those are called as adaptive lifecycle. Scrum is an example. Right? Hybrid lifecycle, combination of predictive and adaptive. Combination, let's say for example, Microsoft, they are taking the project in terms of waterfall as well as Scrum. They're mixing both and then doing the project. Depends on company to company. They can combine 2 or 3 SDLC models. Even Scrum is mixed with.
So who decides which methodology they have to use?
It's the client or the company has to decide who is executing the project. This is the first discussion.
So when we say company, who in the company decide that?
It's like your project management or portfolio management office is there, PMO. Project management office or PMO office is there, they will be deciding it.
Okay.
How to handle the project or which SDLC model to follow, like that. Right? From the project perspective, you can think of like usually the project manager who is in charge of the project can be the decision person. Right? From the project perspective, it's the main responsibility of a project manager who can decide which SDLC model to follow, or is a responsibility of business analyst who can identify what is the business analysis approach to be followed. Right? And we have different phases or gates. Factors considered in establishing the phases like management needs or nature and need of the project, organization, industry, decision points, all this. Right? Management says like there will be funding, like say up till requirements, they have some funds. Development, after development, they have some funds. After deployment, they have some funds. Therefore, as per the management, you are defining these phases or milestones or gates. Right? Depending on company to company. Sometimes if it is a manufacturing, then there will be, like say, for example, purchasing will be there, or inventory will be there, and then marketing will be there. There are different departments. Therefore, after the product is moved from one department to other department, the one phase is over. It depends on organization to organization. Phase gate is held at the end of phase to review and make decisions whether to continue to the next phase or not to continue. Like that. These are just like a milestones. You're moving from development to testing, testing to UAT, like that. The project management process are a series of project management activities that take one or more inputs to produce one or more outputs. There are, like say, for example, three types of process. Used once or a predefined point in the project, like develop project charter, close project, or phase. Right? These are like documents which you are preparing. And project charter is like high-level document, which will be saying what all the activities you do in the whole project.
So this is prepared by the project manager.
Right. Project charter.
So I want you to give me one assignment on this one to how to create this document, if you can do that in a real time.
What I will do is I will share some examples saying that you can prepare. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. And you can explain me like if I have some questions and I can ask you.
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
I can do that, right? What you can do is you can even email me.
Okay. Yeah, that is perfect too.
Yeah, Or else,
It will save our time.
are you able to give your email ID in the chat? I can share some of the sample project charter so that you can just review those project charters and prepare one more project charter. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. But I'm just looking
Yeah.
here like, oh, I got the chat option. Okay, I just type my
Yes.
email address here so you can.
Yes. Yeah. And again, perform periodically as needed. Like say, for example, you are recruiting resources for the project. Right. Therefore, you're adding resources. Therefore, resources in the starting of the project, very less number of people. As the project goes on, you are adding one resources additionally. Therefore, you have to keep on updating your resource plan. Therefore, it is performed periodically as needed. Like acquiring resources or acquiring some licenses for the software. Right? Performed continuously throughout the project. Right? Like control schedule, control quality. It is throughout the project. They have to maintain. Right? All this. I'll share some documents. You can go through them. Right? Project charter and all that I will share.
Yeah.
And
so basically, just looking for all the documents, which is project manager responsibilities.
right.
So when I just go through the interviews, I can give them some real-time examples. So I create by myself, so I can tell them like what is in that, what is if they ask some questions.
Right. I will share some of the templates so that you can go through them and prepare similar kind of templates for small projects.
And can you also share me this slide which you're showing me?
Yeah, it is recording. You will be getting this shared.
And no, the email also you can do or no?
Are you able to
only
type
which we do in the class, not all of them, only what we have done in the class.
Yeah. And all these you will get it. Like, are you able to type your email ID here?
I already typed. Did you get it?
No, I did not get that.
I wrote in the chat.
Okay. Maybe it is disconnected in the chat. Okay, you can spell your email
I
ID.
can tell you. It's my first name, Vandana. Vandana.
Vandana.
V as in Victor. Vandana.
Yeah, I got it. Vandana.
21186
21186
@gmail.com.
Yeah, I'll mail the templates. You can go through them. Right. I'll mail even these documents. You can go through. Right. And apart from this, there is different processes: initiation process, planning process, executing process, monitoring and control process, purging process. These are the processes used for every project. Right. Initiation, like starting of the project. Right. Planning, like how many resources required, what is the budget, and all that. What are the requirements? All this. You are preparing some project.
Planning is also the project manager responsibility.
Yeah, all these phases, project manager should be there.
Okay, so he has to make it, or he make it with the help of his team.
He has to make it. Right?
Okay, so this is, if you can give me the assignment of all these.
Yes. I will share one by one. Right? When we go to each of them, we will be going through, like we'll discuss about scope and all that. Input output documents will be there. I will share some of the output documents. You can go through them also. Right?
Okay, thank you.
Every chapter we have some templates. I will share that.
Okay.
And all these during the execution of a project, you're just monitoring, just like status report, whether the given requirements are properly implemented or not, like that. Monitoring and control, you are checking the reports and checking the progress, like what went well, what went wrong, all that. At the closer, you're generating given post implementation review report, lessons learned, best practices.
I'm sorry again. So is there any how do they make all these reports? Is there any software which they use, as project manager, the companies use, or they just make it in like an Excel or the Word, like the sheets?
Usually if it is small projects, it is Word and Excel only, but sometimes there is some tools like HP project management tool or portfolio management tools will be there, or ServiceNow portfolio management tool. There are some ready-made tools available. Depending, our company can develop their own tool in the organization. You're just updating all these, just like, say, for example, recording timesheets. Right? It is part of HR management. right? Therefore, based on that, you will come to know how much time is spent by each of the resources.
Yeah, why I'm asking this because once I gave the interview for the project manager, and then she asked me the interviewer asked me the questions like what tools you were using for creating the documents,
Right.
the project management documents, and I have no idea because I haven't worked like that.
Yeah,
So
there
that
are a lot of tools. Project management software is available. Right?
okay.
There are a lot of softwares available. Like MS Project is one tool.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Microsoft Project is one tool where you can say like you have taken the help of MS Project and prepared some documents.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or you can
And
say
some
like there is internally inside the company, you have some project management software.
yeah.
Within the organization, you have your own project management software. That also
Yes.
you can project yourself as you have used those softwares and worked with the project.
Do we know like any of the mostly commonly used softwares which the project manager like use or
It is
not?
called MS Project, Microsoft Project.
Yeah, Microsoft project and the internal the software is just depends company to company.
Yes, it depends on company to company. Some people may use like portfolio management software. Like say ServiceNow is one tool which is giving this, or HP is one more tool which is giving this, or BMC Remedy is one more tool which is giving.
Yeah, that's what this is what I want to write actually.
Yes. Therefore, there are a lot of ticketing tools like say ServiceNow, BMC Remedy, or HP Project Management.
ServiceNow,
HP Project Management Tool.
project management tool. Okay.
And BMC Remedy. Remedy
B
Project Management.
BMC.
Remedy is one more company. BMC Remedy is one more company. They are also giving project management tool.
Okay, so these kind of tools depends on company. Okay.
Yes. In that, there is a project management software been built in that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you're just updating the tool, they will generate the report.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, it's so much easier now, like creating reports through these softwares.
Right.
We just have to enter the data, like whatever the requirements and everything, and then it just comes up with a report.
Right. Right. Even there are some tools for work background structure also. Right. There are some tools like K-Plan is one tool. K-Plan, knowledge plan. Right?
K-Plan for work breakdown structure?
Yes, you can create your own work breakdown structure. If you give the requirements, it will create a work breakdown structure.
So can we, during the interview, if sometime they ask you, do you have any questions from us? Can we ask these kind of questions from them, like which software you use or?
No. Basically, in the interview, don't ask questions related to the work. Ask questions related to the process they are following.
What is they doing?
Process in terms of, like, say, what is the management process they are following, or
Processes, okay.
Yeah, don't go with specific tools. Tools will be varying from company to company, right?
Okay, just
Process
ask
will
the
be-
question, but because they always ask, like, do you have any questions from us?
Yeah, usually that is mainly understanding whether you are able to, let's say, clarify all the doubts or something like that. What you can ask is mainly ask related to the process, or ask related to like what is the company business about. Basically, what you should do before going the interview, you should see their website, see the name of the person who is doing the interview, and see if he's able to, what is his background. Based on that, you can ask the questions. What this company is
Okay,
doing.
what is his responsibility in the company?
Don't ask so much.
What is his
directly.
role in the company?
Not his role. Like if you ask which question, he will be happy. In that way, you should think.
Okay.
Say because
Just to ask
sometimes
the good about the company, like always study
Yes.
the company and then
Yes.
just, okay.
Please study the company. What is their role? They are like CIO of a company, or they are like vice president of the company. What is their role in the company? You just go through in the high level and then ask questions related to those roles. Right?
Okay. Okay.
In the high level, you should ask. And apart from this, All these are project boundaries. Before there's a sponsor who gives the requirements, you're just implementing the project management processes. And then at the end, you're giving the deliverables and maintaining the project records or documentation. Documentation is called as organizational process sets for the deliverables that the end user can work with. All these are part of project boundaries. Right. Therefore, inputs are your requirements, output is your deliverables. Therefore, taking the input from your clients and satisfying the end users and updating the documentation.
Okay.
Therefore, project boundaries is you're following all the processes: initiation, planning, closing, and execution. And the whole thing is called as monitor.
Okay, so the project should go around these only. Like these are the boundaries.
Yes, within these, the project.
We cannot go outside this.
Yes, outside we already discussing with client about requirements when you are a BA, or when you are giving the deliverables to the end users, you're doing some knowledge transfer to the end users, whether they are able to use in their day-to-day environment, what are the customer complaints.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. So the requirement gathering is all the BA responsibility. So, but still project manager have to involve in that?
No need. It's a BA's end-to-end responsibility. Project manager should only know high level. What is the version 1 requirements? Only in the high level.
Okay, so we can just go through the documents and see. We just have to study.
Yes, just in the high level, if you know, that is enough. Because when you're talking about a project, you should know what this project is about. That's it.
Okay.
Therefore, all these different process, integration, scope, schedule, one by one, we'll see in next classes, right? All these. Therefore, all these are different. Therefore, when you are starting in integration is for all the processes. Therefore, developing a project charter, develop project management plan, right? Project manage and project work, manage project knowledge. All these different documents you're going to prepare. Scope management plan or collect.
This is by the project manager.
Yes, all these should be managed or should have for one project manager. All these documents should be there for one project manager. Therefore, when we go to each of these chapters, we'll go through each of these documents. Right? I will share some.
How to prepare this and.
Yes, how to prepare, what are the inputs, what is the outputs you are referring. All these we'll discuss.
Okay.
Right? Therefore, project quality management or communication management, stakeholder management, all these different documents. And apart from that, there is project data, work performance data. Right? Therefore, when you started this project, these are like deliverables you're giving to the client. Like say, how many bugs you got in the project, or what is the start date and end date, what is the project plan, or what are the risks you faced in the project, like risk issue log or risk management logs. All that you will give as a work performance data. Right?
So who has to track the risk?
Project related, project manager has to manage.
Okay.
Risk management related to time.
But BA will be taking the risk.
It's taking only related to requirements. Only requirement related risk, BA will answer the questions.
Okay, for the project related risk, the BA, the project manager will respond.
Yeah, project manager focus only on time and cost. Quality manager focus on quality, like that.
Okay. Okay.
Work performance information like deliverable status, like how much is the work done, how much is the effort spent, schedule slippage, effort slippage, all these you are analyzing. How many resources in the project, how many hours they spent, all that you will be calculating. What is planned, what is actual. Like say you're planned for 1 month, each person working for 8 hours for 1 month, like 160 hours.
This is a part of project charter?
No, project charter is different. Project charter is like what you will do as part of scope, what you will do as part of communication, what you will do as part of quality, like that.
And how do we track this one? Like all these things?
I will share that. Right?
Okay.
Therefore, based on these phases, whenever you are in the integration management, you go through this document. When you are in the scope management, you go through this document. Like that.
Okay, so this is we are going to do one by one, like a whole topic.
Right. One by one topic. When we go through, we will go through these documents.
Okay.
And share these also. Right? And work performance reports is like dashboard reports or updates, like how much is the effort spent by the team members, or what is the progress, how many requirements are implemented. All that will be updating to the senior management. On this. Therefore, all these documents will have activities, activity list, assumptions, change requests, cost estimates. All these around 30 plus documents we'll have as part of project.
These are all the project documents.
Yeah, minimum you should have these 30 documents.
Which is all project manager responsibility?
Yes. And apart from this, you are planning the project, therefore scope management plan, requirement management plan, all these other documents that also you should manage. These are like support documents, these are like management plans.
Okay.
Scope baseline around 18 plus 33. All these documents should be there. If it is like formal project, you are involved in end to end, right? From starting the project to the deployment of a project, then all these documents should be knowing. Right, I'll give some templates for each of them so that you can go through them also. Right, and other tailoring means based on the project you can customize these templates. Sometimes what happens, long-term projects will follow all these templates. Long-term means like 5 years, 10 years projects. If it is short-term project, like 6 months or 3 months projects, no need to follow all these documents. Then you will tailor it.
Okay, because it's small, so we don't need to follow like everything.
Yeah, no need to follow all these. Selecting appropriate project management process, selecting some inputs, tools, or techniques. Right? You don't need to follow all.
It depends. Tailor the methodology according to the length of the project.
Yeah, tailor the templates based on whichever is required.
Templates. Okay.
And one more is you're also preparing some business case. Usually it's a work of business analyst. Therefore, you can also go through that business case for the project. Establish validity of the benefit of the project. What is the goals, issues, or opportunities with the project? Right? What is the recommendation, whether to go or no go with the project? Whenever you're presenting a business case to the senior management for funding, we have to understand what this business is about, what this project is about.
So business analyst will be preparing this document, and this project manager have to study this and.
Right. Therefore, there are 3 options: do nothing, do the minimum work possible, do more than minimum work possible. All this. By studying this, therefore, what project manager should do, that also you can identify.
Okay.
And also you're preparing one more document, project benefit management plan. Whenever you are doing programs, right, combining 2 or 3 projects and understanding it as a program or a portfolio, then you should know what is the benefit realization. Therefore, how combining 2 or 3 multiple projects will add value to your organization, how effectively you have handled that. That we will give as part of benefit. Say, for example, strategic alignment or metrics or assumptions, risks, all that, how you are going to handle if 2 or 3 projects are interlinked. Or you are managing portfolio or a program management. Then comes benefit management plan. If at the project level, this won't much matter. Right? Only when you're in the portfolio management or when you're in the program management, benefit realization is important there.
Okay.
Like how you combine 2 or 3 projects so that you can easily get benefit out of it. Instead of doing each project and deploying multiple resources, you combine 2 or 3 projects into one program and share the resources between the program. Right? Those are part of benefit realization. And also you're creating project management plan, project charter. Right? How do you measure success for the project? These are like financial terms. Net present value, internal rate of return, payback period, benefit cost ratio, all these are mainly from the finance department they will give. Say, for example, you are having, let's say, $100. What is its value after 5 years? Net present value. Right? Therefore, say, for example, if it is 6% interest rate and time is 5 years, then after 5 years, the $100 can become, say, $1,200. If there is any asset is there, then depreciation of asset can also be part of it. What is the net present value of the amount you have currently? Payback period, within what time you are going to recover your investment? Say, for example, you invested $100 now. After 3 months or after 6 months, you got, let's say, $50. After 9 months, you got $50. After 1 year, you got $150. Therefore, by the end of 1 year, you are able to recover your $100. That's why 1 year is your payback period. In the first 9 months, you are not able to get your amount back. Right? That is payback period. Within how much amount you invested, after all expenses, what is the profit you made? That profit you're counting after every 3 months or 6 months or 9 months. Right? That is part of payback period. All these, some formulas are there. I'll share some formulas, each of them. Right? You can go through. Present value. This is if the project is expected to give an annual return of 1 lakh for the next 5 years, then present value is less than 5 lakh today. Right? If the 5 lakhs is taken as a whole and put it in a bank, it will be more at the end of 5 years due to gained interest. Therefore, higher the present value, the better the project is. It depends on project to project. What is net present value? Example, consider the construction project with present value of 5 lakhs, but cost worth only 1 lakh. Therefore, net present value is only 4 lakhs. Higher the net present value, the better the project is. Right? Therefore, project with higher net present value will be chosen first. Say, for example, among 3 projects, A, B, and C, net present value is project A, 3 lakhs, project B, 1.25 lakhs, and project C, 4 lakhs. Right? Therefore, project C will be chosen over project A.
So, who chooses the project in a company?
It's strategic manager or some C-level executive will choose it.
Okay.
Because there is a portfolio management organization, PMO is there, right? They are the team who has to decide which project to bid, which project not to bid. Right? They will choose and they have to decide. Again, depends on enterprise level BA. BA has to tell them if which project is worth to go, which project not worth to go, or which is a right investment path for the enterprise. If you are like CIO of your organization, Chief Information Officer of the organization, then you are helping the portfolio management in choosing the best investment path. Right? If you're in the project level, you will be project level BA. Right? Internal rate of return, like here, say for example, between 2 projects X and Y, internal rate of return is 12.5% and 10.5%. Project X will be chosen over project Y. Right? Higher the internal rate of return, it is better. Right? One more is return on investment. This also one more, higher the return on investment, the better. Right? And payback period, like within how many months or how many years the return on investment you're going to get. Therefore, lower the time period, lower the payback period, the better the project.
So this is all we have to consider when choosing the project.
Right. Right. Well, understanding like which project to go, which project not to go based on these parameters. Benefit cost ratio, provide comparison based on the ratio of benefit to cost. If project A, he'll take 1 lakh to complete a project and is expected to make 2 lakh. Where project B is taking 1.5 lakhs for completion and it will make 2 lakhs. Therefore, in project A, it is 2 and project B, it is 1.33. Therefore, benefit cost ratio says that $2 spent will be there for every $1 of cost for project B. And it will be $1.33 benefit for $1 of cost. Therefore, higher the benefit cost ratio, the better is. Therefore, you are choosing project A. Right? Less investment, more profit in that way. Opportunity cost is based on the, let's say project A is having benefit of 2 lakhs and project B is having benefit of 2.5 lakhs. If company invests on project B, opportunity cost will be 2 lakhs. as project A will be left out.
Mhm.
Right? Therefore, lower the opportunity cost, the better the company. Therefore, all these other influences like enterprise environmental factors and organizational processes, these also we should consider. Enterprise environmental factors is like, say, for example, suddenly floods have come or suddenly earthquake has come. All that also need to be considered. Or suddenly stock market is low. All that other factors also need to be considered from the company point of view or from land of law point of view. All that also need to be considered. Internal to the company or external to the company, both should be considered.
Mhm.
Internal operation, organizational process assets, these are like documentation, like business policies or HR policies of the company, or any business rules or any organization policies like travel policy or HR policy, any of them. All those are nothing but policies, procedures to be followed in the organization. Therefore, based on the processes or policies, the people will stay in the company. Right? Therefore, whether they are maintained properly or not, all that need to be considered. And also business knowledge, like say how well the people are educated related to the domain. If it is a banking project or healthcare project, therefore, how much business knowledge they have, how soon they can get acquainted with the domain knowledge. All these need to be considered.
Mhm.
Therefore, enterprise environmental factors, internal factors like culture, structure, governance, all this, infrastructure, IT support, all these internal factors within the company. Outside the company, like market conditions, social, cultural, physical environment, currency exchange, regulations, legal restrictions, all these need to be considered. These are outside the hands of the company. Internal is within the hands of the company.
Mhm.
Organizational assets like process and procedures, like say policies, guidelines, templates, or financial procedures, risk control procedures, change control procedures, all these are process. Knowledge like financial knowledge, historical information, lessons learned, project files of previous projects, all these are nothing but knowledge base. How you're managing them. All these also need to be considered.
Okay.
Right? Therefore, all these we should have. Project charter, project management plan, deliverables, achieved project documents, all this. Therefore, project management work started in the initiation of the project, there will be a little slow. As you go on, the work during is maximum during the middle, like carrying out the work, like monitoring, execution, all that will have more. At the closing, again, it will be decreasing. Therefore, cost of the project at the starting will be low. As the time increases, cost increases. At the closing of the project, will be low. Right?
Mhm.
This graph indicates the cost of the staff at different phases of the project. Right? This is also
Yes.
one more. As the time increases, cost increases. At the starting of the project, the risks are high. As the time decreases, the cost decreases. Right? This is also one way of it. Therefore, all these we should have. Therefore, it again depends on what type of organization is. They are giving more power to the project management team. They are giving more power to the quality team. Right? It depends how the organization is managing. Is it centralized functional organization or multi-divisional organization, matrix strong organization, matrix weak organization? Matrix strong means project management is given more powers. Matrix weak means functional manager is given more powers, like this. Project budget is managed by functional manager. Matrix strong, project manager manages this. Right? Therefore, project manager role is full-time here, whereas functional manager is part-time. It's a weak matrix. Right? Multi-divisional, like it depends. Like project manager authority is little or none. Even resource availability is little or none. Therefore, most of the work is managed, budget is managed by functional manager. Therefore, project management activity is just like a part-time. Functional is like telecom, banking, healthcare, insurance. Those are called as functional managers. They're good in the process or domain. Right? More power is given to them, or more power is given to project manager, who is project oriented. Right? Therefore, this is one way of how the companies are allocating the power to project manager or functional managers or any support managers. Sometimes they'll give more power to quality manager. Sometimes they give more power to project manager. Like that, depending on company to company. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. All these different ways in which they will allocate the power to different people in the organization. But most of the times it depends. Like equal power is given to both the teams. It's very rare. Right? They're called balanced. Matrix is balanced.
Okay.
Right? Therefore, when they are signing the check, project manager also should sign, and when functional manager also should sign. Like that. So it's a mixed. It again depends on how mature the project management office within the organization. Right? Project management office is there, then project manager is working as a full-time, then he is giving more power. Project manager is getting more power there. It depends how the company managing the project management office.
Okay.
Depends on company to company. And apart from this, like functional is like there's a CEO of a company, there will be like different verticals like telecom, banking, insurance. Each one is headed by one functional manager.
Okay.
And they have their own staff. This is like functional organization. Weak metrics, like there's a CEO and there's a functional manager and this group of staff. Let's say you are taking one person from banking, one person from insurance, one person from healthcare and doing the project as a project manager. Therefore, more power is there with functional managers, no power with the project coordination for project manager. Right? There's a weak matrix. Whereas strong matrix, you are given work, like say your project manager is there and your staff from each of these verticals and you're handling the project. And you can report even to
You
your...
can also ask these questions. What kind of organization do you have? Functional, weak, strong, or project oriented?
It depends. Say for example, if it is a services-based company, right? Services-based company, more power is given to like functional managers. Sometimes, let's say telecom department is having more power or quality manager is having more power like that. Like TCS is like this, functional. They'll not give more power to project manager. They'll give more power to functional managers. If it is like, say, yeah, hello?
I'm just saying, like, we can ask this question, like you have a functional organization or project-oriented organization?
Yes, this you can ask to the interviewer at the end. If you have any questions, then they may tell these answers.
Okay.
Right? Is it functional organization or just talk about the process in the high level, like that.
Okay.
It's a projectized organization. More importance is given to projects or more important is given to the function. Right? Therefore, project, more focus is from the project manager. Project manager is directly reporting to CEO. Like this. Therefore,
So maybe this for basically for the small organization, I think the project oriented, the functional is for the large organizations.
Right. It depends on company to company or how big the organization is, how many resources they are managing, all this. Project management office, therefore, if it is well structured, big organization, then they will have project management office. Right? More focus is given to project managers. They will support, control, or direct the project managers within the organization, or project management work within the organization. Right? They will give all these process, systems, knowledge, and they help in consulting. All these they will give for the project managers. Therefore, it depends on organization. If they have PMO office in the company, that means it's a well-structured project management company.
Okay.
It depends on organization. All these you can go through. Any questions up till here?
I have to go through it and then I can have a questions about this.
Yeah, I'll share some of these questions also. You can go through. Right.
Yeah,
Tomorrow
that's
we'll
okay.
do module 3. Right. I'll
Okay.
share this PPT so that you can go through. Tomorrow we can
Yeah.
start with module 3. Okay. Next class.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, so for the assignments only, like which assignment you will give for me, like because now we'll have our class on Friday.
Right. What I will do
So do
is
you
I
have
will share. Yeah, what I will do is I will share some sample templates and I'll ask you to prepare similar kind of templates. Let's start with project
Yes.
charter.
Oh yes, perfect.
Let's
Yeah,
start
so
with
what kind of like main documents? Okay, you already mentioned, so I just have to go
yes.
through it and make
Yeah.
notes.
Yes.
The project manager makes.
I'll share one by one each of these documents. You can prepare similar kind of documents, taking one project as an example, like that. Right?
Yes, yes. And can you also give me like some real based project which you maybe have worked with?
Right. I'll
And
share that. Yeah. I'll share some
okay,
examples and templates for
some
you.
examples like real time example.
Yes, I will share. Right? One project, what documents you are preparing, like that.
Yes, so what is the okay, this is all we are doing for today, right? The next one we are
Right.
going for the next class, so I can ask
Right.
questions now
Yeah, you can
because
ask.
we have time.
Yes.
Okay, so like a real time question, so what do you think, like what kind of questions are asked for a project manager interview?
Interview questions like how do you manage people? How do you allocate resources? How do you manage the risks? Or how do you ensure that the deliverables have been given correctly to the end users? How do you handle customer complaints? A lot of questions will be there. All those, each chapter will cover different questions, right?
Okay.
Therefore, what we can do as of now, go through the guide. I'll give PMP guide also. We just go through that guide and just revise the first chapter. Like even you can ask about like whether your company is having project management office. If you're having project management office, like how you are helping them in choosing the project, or how you are understanding like which SDLC model to be followed for your project, like that. Whether PMO is helping you to choose it, or your project manager is having rights to choose which project to follow, or which SDLC model to follow.
Which you already following any methodology, or is
Right.
it a new project? Is it an ongoing project?
Right. Right. And for example, like how you're ensuring that your project is 50% profitable, or how much percentage profitability you are bringing for your project. Or is there any legal compliances that you're following? Like say, for example, you're subcontracting the project to some other company, and the company which you have taken the project, they are charging one-time service tax. And the subcontracting company are charging again service tax. Therefore, you are paying the service tax double time for the same project. Right? Therefore, how you're going to overcome such issues as a project manager? Like that, they will ask. Right, you can tell that you are coordinating with your people and ensuring that only one time service tax has been charged for the project. Even if you subcontract, therefore only one time the client is paying the service tax, or you are paying service tax.
And if they ask you, like normally I have seen that this question is very common, like what is your approach to handle the project and make it successful?
Yes, you should mainly tell that what the skill set you have. Like you are very good in communicating, you are good in managing the resources, you are good in ensuring that keeping everybody in sync with finalized information, or coordination between the teams. You are very good at, like that, and you are making successful based on that. Or your project plan is good, or your estimations are good. Based on that, also you can say.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I think I have to go through the slides again and then I can
Yeah.
come up with
Yeah,
questions.
go through this. Again, we'll see module 3 tomorrow.
So you're ending the class now?
Yes.
It's
Right?
11.
Yeah, don't see the time, but whatever the modules you are covering, if you're able to understand, that much is enough.
Okay, so that's not an
Yeah.
issue. So unless we will complete the whole course, we can just
Yes.
keep on learning, right?
Right. It will go on. No problem. Right?
Perfect. So have you emailed me all the
No,
projects and
within 1
the
hour, I will send
documents?
it. Within 1 hour, I will send it. Right?
Okay, sure. So I will go through everything and then I will come back with questions.
Yes, right.
And the project charter also you are sharing me. So I will
I'll
see
share the project chapter templates today. Okay, I will share.
the project charter also. Okay, then thank you so much.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.